Using a prompt I created in Claude, I was able to create an explainer video that I repurposed from an idea that I had. So to install Hyperframes for the first time, you'll come to this GitHub repository here. I'm going to go ahead and link this down in the description so you'll have access to it. And you're going to scroll down to this quick start here. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to copy this command here, and I'm going to use my command prompt to install this. You can also try to install this through the Claude desktop app using Claude Code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paste it in and press enter, and it's going to clone the repository. And then you'll see here in a second, it's going to ask you what skills you want to install. So what you'll do is you on your keyboard, you just use the up and down arrows. So you can go through them all, or you can just go to the top at core skills, just press the space bar to highlight it. I'm going to go down and hit other, same thing, and then I'm going to hit enter. And the next thing it's going to ask you is which one of these do you want to use for your coding agent. You can install it for whatever coding agent you want. I'm going to use Claude Code and press enter. This asks you, do you want to just install this just for one project or global? I'm going to do global. And then I'm going to do this one here. It's the single source of truth, easier update, symlink. Hit enter. And then do you want to proceed? You click yes. And as you can see here, it's pretty quick. It's only like, I don't know, probably not even 10 seconds. So what I'll do now is I'm going to use VS Code, and I'm going to go into VS Code in Claude Code, and I will show you how this works here in a second. So here I am in VS Code, and what I want to do is start out with a simple prompt. I'm going to paste in this prompt here, and I'm going to hit slash and then Hyperframes since I already installed it, and I'll click on just the regular Hyperframes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to summarize a PDF into a pitch video. So I'm going to grab the PDF, upload it. It's going to be on my desktop. And what I'll do is this one here. So this is just a fictional hydroelectric dam project. This is like a PDF like summarization of a meeting. I'm going to make sure it's in auto, and just to show you the models, the model I have, the model is Sonnet 5 right now, and I have it on high effort. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll send this off, and it's going to take a little bit here, but I will show you exactly what it does as far as when it is finished. So just an FYI to anybody that's doing this, this literally took about 15 or more minutes to actually complete for just a simple, 41-second video. I'll show you right here my usage. Just in that session alone, it literally used up 65% out of a one 5-hour session. So I already had it in caveman mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in ultra, which I actually forgot to do, which is part of the reason it used up so many tokens. So I'll hit ultra, type in ultra. But what you're going to do to see the actual video is you'll either go into the folder where it actually says it's at, and you can just double click and play it that way using whatever, whatever tool that you have on your PC or your whatever you have to play videos. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the command prompt, and what I'll do is I'll find the actual folder. So what you do is this is the folder here. I'm going to click and I'm going to copy where it's at. That's the actual path, and I'm going to CD space into that folder. And then what you're going to want to do is put in this prompt right here, and I'll link all this in the description so you can do this. Paste it. It's npx hyperframes preview, and then when you hit enter, what it's going to do is it's going to bring up right here localhost. It's going to bring up the browser, and it'll show you an actual it's like the preview studio for Hyperframes. And you can see here there's tons of different things you can do, but this is just a simple video that it created, and I'll play it. It's using just a regular voice for the text-to-speech. After this, I'm going to put in my own voice, and I'll show you how to do that using 11 Labs, but here's a quick preview of what it did.
One river could power 16,000 homes, and it's already ahead of schedule. This is Clearwater, an 85-foot arch dam generating 45 megawatts from 2 turbines. Phase 1 finished early. Phase 2 is funded.
So right there, you can kind of see what it'll do. I mean, there's a lot more you can do. There's tons of different ways you can prompt it, obviously. And then the better the skills are in it, it'll be able to create even better videos. So what I'll do is, I'm going to do a little bit more sophisticated one here in a second, and I'm going to use 11 Labs. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that here in just a second. So just to give you a little bit of context, what I did was I came into my Claude Code prompter agent that I built as a project in Claude a while back, and I'm created a prompt basically to create a Hyperframes video that's 20 seconds. I gave it the context of the GitHub so it knows what Hyperframes is, but I worded it wrong, so it's thinking I'm trying to make a video about Hyperframes, and that's not what I was trying to do. So what it did was it asked me some questions, and I basically told it that the video is going to be about just as an example, a water filtration system. And I told it to change it to a 1920 by 1080, which is the widescreen version of a video, not the opposite, which would be like a TikTok or like like a YouTube short style video. And it came up with a final prompt here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this prompt and create like a text file and put into a text file into a folder. And I'm also going to create another text file with my 11 Labs API key and also the voice ID of the voice I wanted to use to narrate. I'm going to use the voice that I use from myself, which is I cloned my own voice, and I'm going to use that as a narration in it. So I will put that into those folders, and I will point Claude Code to that and tell it to follow the prompt, and then I will see what it comes up with. I'll show you that here in a second. So here I am back in VS Code, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this prompt in so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here, I'm pointing it to the folder that I have the video prompt in, and also I have the keys.txt file in, which has my 11 Labs API key and the voice ID, like I mentioned a second ago. So I'm just telling it, follow the video prompt, use the keys inside the keys.txt file to add the voice narration for the video. And I have it set to auto, and I'm going to go ahead and send that off. And I will be back to show you what it comes up with, because usually this takes a while, as you saw earlier. It could take anywhere upwards of like 10 minutes or more. So I will be back to show you. So here's the result it came up with. I used my own voice to clone the audio, and I put in all the information, and it basically came up with like a 15, 16 second, almost like a commercial for like like a water filtration system. It's just almost like an explainer video. So I'll show you what it does.
Is your tap water really clean? Every drop moves through 3 real stages: sediment, carbon, and a fine membrane. Removes 99.9% of contaminants. No plumber needed AR installs in 10 minutes. Filter lasts 6 months. Vista Water Systems. Clean water, zero guesswork, shop now.
So you can see right there, that'll give you an idea of what you can do. By the way, that whole video used up a majority of the session, the 5-hour session I had with Claude. But, other than that, Hyperframes can do a lot more. It's really good at creating explainer videos. You can create them from like PDFs, from YouTube videos, from websites, from a whole ton of different, different sources. So hopefully that gave you some kind of idea, at least, of how to use Hyperframes. What I'm going to do really quickly, I'm going to go back into the folder, and I'll show you how to generate this studio that you see here. Of Hyperframes, because you may not know how to get into this. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll get into the folder here, and I'll show you that in 1 second. So to get the Hyperframes Studio to run, what you're going to want to do is find the folder from that video. I had a folder here created called Hyperframes. This is the video I just created. What you'll do is you'll go in, you'll click into it and highlight it and copy it, and then you're going to go to type in CMD for command prompt. You'll go into your command prompt, and then let me see if I can even make that bigger. No, it doesn't work. So what you'll do is you'll hit CD space, and you'll paste it. CD just means change directory. You'll paste in that file location here, that folder location. Control V, and then just press enter. So now it'll show you in that. So once you're in that folder, then you're just going to type in npm space run space dev. And then what it'll do is when you hit enter, it'll bring up the actual, see, there's the spot right there. It brings it up, and you can then mess around with whatever that video was that was in that folder. And there's tons of different options in here. I mean, you can look at the assets, the code, catalog, right here, record a gesture, describe a change to the agent. layers, renders, and then you can also export it here. So, there's tons of different options you can do with Hyperframes. So hopefully this gave you a good idea about Hyperframes. By the way, I'll leave all the links to everything in the description, including a link to my school community if you want to check it out. So hopefully that helped you out. And with that, I'll end this one, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.